Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mr. Calzetta. I'll be teaching 7th and 8th grade math. So what I would suggest you do is first, if you could open up the syllabus or find the syllabus, you could find the syllabus on the classroom. So I'm going to try and go through just some of the more important parts of the syllabus. I know this says the 8th grade classroom. The 7th and 8th grade syllabus is very similar. So I'm just going to go off the 8th grade. But if you have any questions, again, just reread the syllabus along with this video. And if you have any questions, I'll be more than willing to answer it. So first thing I want to look at is extra help. So right now I have to be determined. So for extra help, which I think is huge, right now what I'm going to be doing is giving extra help during those double periods. There'll be times that we get through the periods a little bit quicker, and this will be their chance to ask me any of their individual questions that they normally would have brought to extra help that they could just bring in there. So those double periods are pretty big, which is also why I put all my my math live meets during those double periods. So that way the distance learners have two opportunities for extra help. Let's keep it going. Let's look at supplies. So first, pencils, very important. Make sure you have pencils. I prefer a 3-ring binder, but a spiral notebook with loose leaf and graph paper would work. It should just be a math binder or notebook. Scientific calculator, basically any scientific calculator is fine. They just need to make sure they have it because I don't have any to loan out for them, and same for rulers. So every day we have like the same routine. It's a do now, which they can download off Google Classroom and get started on that while I'm trying to get everything ready. The do now will be on the blank notes. Then they could start copying some of the notes. They every day should be checking homework, and that way they could start thinking about being able to participate, which is a big part of their classwork grade. Homework. That's pretty much the most important thing is homework in math class. Homework is going to be assigned almost every day. It's going to be submitted on Google Classroom by like taking a picture. They could ask Miss Trippy in tech class how to go over that. I'm pretty sure she already did. So that's how I expect it. I don't really want them just coming in with the homework. I want the picture online. That way they have an extra record of it. I have it, and we could stay more organized. I also want them to have the hard copy there. That way they could really make any changes to their work. 3 no homeworks equals a demerit. Simple things. You need to show work on your homework. You need to show how you got to your answer. I don't just accept answers, and I don't accept blanks. I'd rather an attempt and be completely wrong than a blank. Everything's going to be on Google Classroom through the classwork tab. It's a great thing that I could keep everything organized there. They have every resource available to them as long as they use Google Classroom properly. Let's look at the grading criteria. Tests and quizzes, 70% of the grade. So quizzes are going to be midway through a chapter, about 20 questions, multiple choice, short answers. I do a review every day, the day before, and then they have a test at the end of the chapter, same format, review the day before, test count twice, quiz counts once in their test quiz average. And that's 70% of their grade. Classwork, if they're participating in class, if they're a distance learner getting there and not being like 30 minutes late, distance learners need to be patient with teachers getting into their meets. So they should be trying to get in at the time they are, but realize we're trying to get settled and get everything opened, ready to go. They can participate. I'm asking questions to distance learners and people here to participate. Everyone should be participating once or twice a period. They could ask questions, read problems, all that type of stuff. That all counts in their participation grade. Being prepared is a part of their classwork grade. Just doing their job as a student is their classwork grade. Homework grades 15%. Do your homework, you should get 15%. So that's about it. If you have any questions, again, it is in the syllabus, but I'm more than willing to answer them as well. Have a good one.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mr. Stolten. I'll be teaching sixth grade math. Many of you may already know me as the Director of Performing Arts here at St. Mary's in both the high school and the middle school. I got a chance to know many of our students last year as I worked with them on the middle school production, but you may not have known that I also teach math. So this year I'm looking forward to working with our students in the classroom on mathematics. So let me give you a little bit of an idea of some of the topics we deal with this year in sixth grade. We deal with both fractions and decimals, the number system, algebraic expressions, algebraic inequalities, ratios and proportions, greatest common factors, lowest common multiples, and we also deal with many topics in both geometry and statistics. There is a state test in sixth grade mathematics at the end of the year. So we do have a lot of material to cover, but I'm confident that our students are going to be very proud of themselves when they master all of this material. What do the students need for my class? They need a binder with both loose leaf and graph paper. We do use graph paper this year. I do ask that everybody do their work in pencil. Math is a subject that we make mistakes and then we make corrections. So they need a pencil to be able to erase and correct their errors. When you start crossing everything out in ink, it just becomes messy and confusing. They are also going to need a scientific calculator this year. What does our daily class look like? Well, when the bell rings and the Google Meet starts, the first thing is they get a do now problem. So as soon as the bell rings, all students are required to begin the do now problem or problems. As the lesson progresses, they're required to copy down any notes that I would give, do all their work in their notebooks. Participation is very important in this class. It's an important part of their grade. I think the students are going to find that I'm a very question-friendly teacher. I like it when my students ask questions. I don't mind going over things a second, third time, maybe finding a different way to say it so that they understand. So please encourage them to ask questions whenever they don't know something and to constantly participate in class. In the classroom, there's no eating, there's no drinking, and of course, no electronic devices, which include cell phones, with, of course, the exception of the Chromebooks. It's important that they respect themselves, that they respect their classmates, their teachers, and their physical environment. It's also very important that they do their own work. I think they're going to find that I'm very easygoing in the classroom with them. The one place I am very strict is in terms of doing their own work. If any student is caught copying work, whether it be homework or on an exam, from another student, both the student that copied and the student that allowed them to copy will both get a 0. Again, this is something I'm very strict in. I'm a big believer in them doing their own work. I would rather them make mistakes and not do so well on their homework or a test. That's something we can then work on, but there's not anything I can do about a student who's not doing their own work. So please just talk to them about that. Homework will be assigned most days. I will post all homework assignments on Google Classroom. In terms of Google Classroom, I am getting a crash course on it because at the high school, we use a completely different system. So over this next week or two, I will get a lot more comfortable with Google Classroom, and you'll see our class page evolve with that. The students, when they do their work, they must show all work. Math is not just giving the answer, but how did you get it? So just writing down an answer is not what I'm looking for. So if they don't show work, they don't get credit for it. The textbooks are to be left at home. They're there for homework assignments and to be a resource for you and for them. So again, homework assignments will be posted on the classroom. I'll post all tests in advance, several days at the very least in advance on the Google Classroom. Most quizzes, I reserve the right to occasionally throw a pop quiz and not tell them. But I am not looking to jam them up. I'm looking to help them, and I want them all to do well. So most quizzes will be announced. So if there's any questions that you have, I know we're going to have a virtual night where you'll have a chance to ask me. You can also email me if you have any important questions, and I'll be happy to get back to you. So I'm looking forward to working with all the students this year, and I can't wait to get started. Thank you.